Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, we touched a little bit on how we dilute comfrey, but there's no accurate way of saying how much comfrey you put to water. Now, this is the comfrey steeped in water. Then this is the comfrey that we've got as a concentrate. So there's my concentrate. So basically it's a wheelie bin that we use here in the UK. We stick the comfrey in there. There's a little bit of wire mesh there, and somebody did ask how I actually fitted it. Basically, where are we? There we are. It's just a normal waste pipe connector to for a bathroom, etc. Works really well. It doesn't matter if it leaks a little bit, but that's slowly giving. The comfrey's been slow this year, like a lot of things with the weather that we're having. But the concentrate is everything, including the stems and flowers, the whole lot, into that bin. So all the goodness comes out of that, goes into the bin, where if you steep it, you cut it all off and you pop it into a bin. I use a separate bin and then I sift it out using a wire waste paper basket. I'm just having a little look around now, I can't see it. I think it might be in one of my other wheelie bins, but you get rid of all the solids and then you can pop those on the compost bin. But be careful, I've had comfrey growing in my homemade compost. I think there's a little bit more water got into that because they used to be up here, but if you can see, everything was started to collapse, so we had to move it. So you've got the difference between how much water you add in the bin. Then you've got to think, how well established is your comfrey? How many years has it been there? Do you go out looking for it? Has it been there years and years? Because the longer it's in one place, the tap roots will go down and down and down up to about 4 meters. Now I'm next to a cemetery. Are we getting nutrients from the runoff from that? What type of soil is down below? Because remember, everything we put onto our growing spaces, manure, compost, worm wee, etc., all drops down. The root crops grab most of it, but comfrey gets the rest. So again, it'll all depend on what your comfrey patch is actually bringing up to the surface. This new patch of Bocking 14, now the difference between Bocking 14 and the comfrey you've just seen is this shouldn't spread. The seeds are sterile, so it's a little bit safer. You still need to keep it enclosed just in case, but this is not as old as the other one. I think most comfreys are the same, not sure, but please put in the description, or in the comments shall we say, all your methods, experiences, knowledge of comfrey, what you use it for. Fill those comments full of interesting information for those who are searching for this on YouTube, on how to determine how we dilute it. And I believe the only way you can find out is by letting your plants tell you. So mix up a dilution of what you think, feed it to a single plant, or do a comparison with another one on a different dilution and see how they react. Let your plants tell you what your comfrey from, let's say, 2023, which might be different from 2024, what ratio works best for your plants. So that's what I've been doing. So to get rid of this, I'm going to use this on my autumn fruiting raspberries. They're just starting to form their flowers. So they'll and we've had an inch of rain overnight, so the ground will be nice and wet. I can add this Comfrey and hopefully it'll give me a bumper crop. The concentrate is used on my indoor tomatoes here in the greenhouse, and over there on plot 3, the polytunnel. So let's go now and do a quick potato reveal, get some veggies together, whatever we've got growing, bit of fruit. We'll check out the totals on the fruit collected 2024 as well. But don't forget, pop in those comments, everything that share your knowledge to help me and others. And one thing about the Comfrey concentrate, it doesn't smell as bad as what you do when you steep it. So this is the last bag of new potatoes. These are the Rocket 6 seed. We haven't revealed any of these. I must remember to save some in case I haven't got any left in the bags, but these were planted nice and early on the 20th of February. Mrs. K spotted some nice Jersey Royals in the shop. I said, I've got some, I'll bring you some home. I'm not telling fibs, guys. I'm just saving myself a quid. This bag is very wet due to all the rain. Been struggling to keep the potatoes moist or even wet. Oh, Mrs. K, these ain't looking much like Jersey Royals. Oh, that isn't even a Rocket. This compost's absolutely wonderful, all homemade. Getting a wet leg. Bit of a mark on that one. Don't want them too big, he says. There's one of these seed potatoes. So all of this comes from that's just one out of the 6. Absolutely wet through, this is. And that one's just getting a few spots on it because it's right at the bottom. But I'm really pleased with the Spider Farmer cloth bags. They're in the description below. There's all sorts in here, bits of twigs, everything. Bits of plastic, don't want that going back in. We just need to make sure we get every little potato out, else you'll end up getting a volunteer. There's only one come up like that. I think I might have to get another bag out to find some smaller spuds, as I'm never going to convince her. No good red ones. So now these are the Swift 2 seed potatoes. We planted these March, April 2023. Didn't need them at the time. They were stored in the polytunnel over the winter, and by the time I thought about it, they were starting to regrow again. So let's see if these are Jersey Royals. Not quite the right shape, but now that compost was my homemade compost, but I haven't added anything else to it. All it is, it's just regrown itself. I've grown potatoes in a bucket of stones by accident, because some potatoes look like stones, so I put them in my pot and it started growing. And even these have started growing. So I don't know how many potatoes were in here. There could have been whole loads. Look, there's absolutely tens of lots and doobly doodahs. But those have all rotted away, spent out, which has given us another extra crop. Well, it's extra crop. And I don't know whether to leave a pot in on purpose again from 2023. That one's just gone a little bit, but it started to grow again. Look, or is it? No, that was just, but that was sat there. It's just damaged it a little bit. Little ones I just crush. But yes, there could have been absolutely loads of potatoes in there we didn't harvest. I'll go through that properly. That was up against the polytunnel. Oh, hello. So that's a little bit drier. I'll get those washed. You don't want to see the toilet brush, do you guys? Of course you do. Dirty in. Wet me now. Speed 2. Some nice clean spuds. Surprising how much soil is left on the potatoes, and I don't like to take any of that home. I'd normally pour this onto the celery. Not perfect, but considering where they've come from, quite happy with those. We'll save some of those for seed as well as the rockets. I'll keep them separate. And that's one row of the baby Chantenay carrots. Whoops, I think I've left them in too long. Smell lovely though. I bet the carrot root flies hovering about now. 3 roots of the crimson broad beans. Only one of my best onions. The rest didn't do so well. I don't think that one even went to seed. Some sugar snap peas to snack on while we're watching England. It saves us chewing all our fingernails off. And some Hendrick snow peas from Nick the gardener. Trying to pick them as they grow because they soon go over. Finally, one of the giant celery that we didn't plant till late, but does taste very nice. So let's get on to the fruit. So I've quickly done a harvest. It's just started to rain again. Thunderstorms later. Some nice black currants, some gooseberries, the summer fruiting raspberries from In the Fruit Cage, some red currants that are almost ready, 2 cucumbers from out the greenhouse, and some of the autumn gold and outside fruiting raspberries. Oh, Mrs. K, cucumbers aren't ready yet. Excuse me. You can't beat the taste of a fresh cucumber or tomato. Probably 2 of my favourite vegetables to grow, fresh off the plant. He says, Unfortunately, the batteries died on me. Low, never mind. So, one for the scales, one for me. No, I'll keep them all there, guys. I'll take them home, but I'll add up what's already on the board. That's a nice harvest for 9th of July. Every little bit helps. And let's have a little look on the board. As you can see, the strawberries pitted out. So when I actually weigh, I leave it blank, and once I've got a tick next to it, I know that it's all been added up. Black currants have been reasonably constant. Had a few little blackberries. Summer raspberries, they're declining now slowly. We didn't get many white currants. And there's, hang on, some gooseberries there. And the total before was the 12.046, and we've added the next total. We've got 18.593. So at the moment, Christine is still on top. It gets a little bit tighter once we get towards the 30 mark. But it'll be interesting to see. I'm really keen to see how much soft fruit I can actually harvest. But the wind's getting up now, guys. The sky's going black. Hope you've enjoyed that one. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction before you leave today. Check out the end screens. And as we've said before, leave me a comment on any subject you like. Join in with those comments. Give those comments a thumbs up. And why not consider subscribing? Doesn't cost nothing. And thank you again for all those people who support me by watching my videos from the start right down to the finish. I do really appreciate it. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.